Sheriff Todd Baxter, District Attorney Sandra Doorley, Judge Alex Renzi, New York State Supreme Court, Paul C. Menser, and James Valley Jr. Penn Court. My name is Chris Chichester. I live in Rochester, New York. Any public information from you. I've been in jail 6 times. 6 times the prosecutor's not talked to court. What are the names of my prosecutors? And you know those answers. Perry Douglas, Mark Monahan, Elizabeth Buckley, Michelle Crowley, District Attorney's Office. Send it to me. Your bosses look right at the file. For 18 months, District Attorney Sandra Doorley refused to disclose the names of taxpayer finance public employee as prosecutors delivered me to jail over and over and over 100 times. That I'm going to show in this YouTube. Is it a crime to walk through his parking lot? Perry Douglas, Mark Monahan, Elizabeth Buckley, Michelle Crowley? The answer is no. I've walked through this parking lot 4,000 times. This parking lot is why I've been in jail 6 times. Do you know who thinks the answer is yes, that it's a crime to walk through that parking lot? This freak right here on the payroll for Todd Baxter. Shannon M. Meyer, 83291, 42 cents. This freak puts me on the radar screen. These other freaks. Michael C. Ulan, Persia, 73312. Lee LaRoque, 97075. Where is my Chromebook, you 40+ pounds overweight fat girl Lee LaRoque? Mail my Chromebook back to me. The address on the floor, 620 Park Avenue, PNB number 361, Rochester, New York, 14604. This is a violent fanatic right here. Richard J. Seaman on the payroll. There's his name. Richard J. Seaman, 75904 and 40. Richard J. Seaman walked into Pembroke Public Library, stalked me into Pembroke Public Library, ran at me, slammed his arm to the side of my head. I fell backwards and my head hit the ceramic tile. You got the criminal complaint for this violent fanatic who should be in state prison in July. Richard J. Seaman, for violently attacking me, hasn't been arrested, charged, jailed. Nothing's going to happen to him. But I will be in jail for telling a man on his tractor from Buffalo Tree and Lawn Care, nobody owns the land next to my residence right here. I come outside, stand right here, say, nobody owns the land next to my residence, I'll walk back into my residence. That's not a crime. Only the diseased mind of Shannon Meyer is that a crime. So criminal complaints, none of these people have been arrested. Every single one of these people should be arrested in jail. Criminal complaints, Task 4 criminal complaints, July 22nd, 2023. That Richard J. Seaman, the Monmouth County Sheriff's Office, walked into Pembroke Public Library in Pembroke, New York, ran a Christopher Chichester, slammed his arm at the head of Chichester, causing him to fall backwards. The head is hitting a ceramic tile. 2 Nay Raj and Layla Kumar shot 2033 Pembroke Road, Pembroke, New York, 14526. False reporting an incident of Christopher Chichester, 26 Sandra Drive, and walked through the parking lot to his residence. 3. Antonio Spano, Fairport, New York, locked the front and back doors of the residence, 26 Sandra Drive, Pembroke, New York, without a court order. 4. Laura Rod Webster, New York, transported the personal belongings of Christopher Chichester, 26 Sandra Drive, to a storage locker in Webster, New York, without a court order. I'm not just writing this down. I'm telling you that these are crimes. Here's the criminal complaint for Richard J. Seaman that I just read. So here's my signature saying that he violently attacked me. Why hasn't he been arrested, charged, and most importantly, fired? Why? Answer me. Perry Douglas, Mark Monahan, Elizabeth Buckley, Michelle Crowley convening that grand jury that I don't know was convened when Michael Lynn perjures himself. Because Todd Baxter loves violent freaks. That's why. It's not a crime to walk through his parking lot in Pembroke, New York. Or is it? Because then the Monroe County Sheriff Office employees should stand right here at this parking lot. Every time 1 foot goes in his parking, there should be an arrest. Right here. Nehra Shah, Layla Kumar Shah. These 2 disgusting, vile, nauseating 50-year-old man lives with a 70-year-old mother. Mutations of life that live on Pembroke Road. There's my name and signature right there on a criminal complaint. This is falsely filing an instrument, falsely filing a criminal complaint, falsely calling the police, anything that is a crime. Because it's not a crime to go walk through his parking lot. When they rush shot his 50-year-old man and 70-year-old mother go to the sheriff's office about me, but not anybody else. Where's my 14th Amendment right? The equal protection laws has been obliterated. Antonio Spano of Fairport, New York. There's the criminal complaint for him. Antonio Spano of Fairport, New York, locked the front and back doors of the residence, 26 Sandra Drive, Pembroke, New York, without a court order. Right here, during COVID here, know your rights. right here. I got some tenant defense project, which you should know is in Rochester. Is it illegal for your landlord to change the lock, shut off utilities, and physically move your belongings without a court order for eviction? There are more than one crime here. He locked the front and back door. Changed the lock on me. My key doesn't work. He locked the back door that was broken. He fixed it so I can't get in. That's done without a court order. My ex-girlfriend, Laura Riley, who I lived with at 26 Sanders Farm Drive, the residence right next to that parking lot, took all my things to a storage locker without a court order, too. Both of those are crimes, and neither one of them are going to be arrested. So you don't know what a crime is at the sheriff's office. That's why. Ridiculous joke. The insane existence of Todd Baxter when his employees at the sheriff's office cannot identify a criminal act, and then they concoct crimes for innocent citizens. So here it is right here. I swore my name that she did this, who I've known for 35 years. And we lived in 3 different residences together. Taking all my things to a storage locker. My 1,000+ books are gone. My dress cleans from 17 Cavalry 101st Airborne Division are gone. My father's dress he gave me when he was a child in Brooklyn is gone. My BA from the State University of Stony Brook is gone. My Army Commendation Medal, my Army Achievement Medal, my Air Assault Badge, I'm a 10-day graduate of the Air Assault School, the 101st Airborne Division is gone. Every single thing I own is gone because my ex-girlfriend, and she's doing all this when I'm in Livingston County Jail in Geneseo. My ex-girlfriend is in my residence where we used to live at 26 Sanders Farm Drive in Penfield, moving everything out of my residence when I'm in jail in Geneseo, New York, and Livingston County, and I have no idea this is happening. Arrest her, charge her, and give her due process. Michael Hunan walks onto the private property. The 73-year-old perjurer, Michelle Crowley, he's a perjurer because of you. So this is what happened. This is in the district attorney's office in July. Did you get it, Michelle Crowley? Because I've sent this to you too. Lying, cop, freak, perjurer, involved in the death of a human being. What am I talking about, Sheriff Todd Baxter? Do you know employees of the sheriff's office about this lying, cop, freak, perjurer, Michael Hunan, walking onto the private property of my 70-year-old neighbor with $85,000 Don Benedetto? Do you know about that? The employees of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, in the person of Michael Hunan, are killing people. Freedom of Information Law text, criminal complaint for perjury for 73212 Michael C. Hunan, the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. Quote, that 73312 Michael C. Hunan, the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, walked onto private property, crossing the residence, 26 Sanders from John Penfield, New York, Christopher Chichester, that Hunan ran at Chichester's property 1 a.m. with $85,000 then Don Benedetto, the Sheriff's Office at Chichester, ran away from Hunan and Benedetto, unaware of the identities. That Chichester grabbed a hammer alongside the residence next to his bike, used to fix the bike's tire. That Chichester placed his foot on the personal 3 steps of the back porch. Hunan grabbed his arm, the hammer in Chichester's hands forced upward, and Chichester ran across his back porch through the sliding glass door. And as Chichester never stopped running, it is impossible to swing a hammer at 73312 Michael Hunan. Michelle Crowley convening the grand jury because I'm indicted for this. Do you understand what I'm talking about, you fucking freak? Director of the grand jury, Michelle Crowley. It is impossible to swing the hammer at 73312 Michael Hunan. And what do you fail to understand? Director of the grand jury, Michelle Crowley. You're just like the mafia in New York City at that district attorney's office, the sheriff's office. Exactly the same way the mafia was in the 80s in New York City. So you refuse to disclose information to me every single time. I'm not asking you for information when I'm on here like right now. This is the Freedom of Information Law dated this October 10th. Freedom of Information Law. I'm in jail 6 times because these free prosecutors. Who are these free prosecutors doing this to me? Because I demanded this information over and over and over, and every single time, the District Attorney of Monroe County has refused to tell me who it is, because that's the payroll for the District Attorney's office right there. Who are the free prosecutors prosecuting me in total silence as I've been in jail 6 times, and 6 times the prosecutors I've talked in court? October 10th, which is today. Documentation for the case for Christopher Chichester, Penfield Court before John P. Lomenzo Jr. What is the name of the prosecutor? Sandra. The free prosecutor that sent me to Monroe County Jail is right here. Documentation for the case of Christopher Chichester in Penfield Court for Paul C. Metzer. What is the name of the prosecutor? Sandra Doorley. The free prosecutor sent me to Monroe County Jail is right here. Excuse me, Livingston County Jail is right here. What am I doing in Livingston County because of you, you $28,000 bald-headed widow? Why am I there? Because I'm a security risk, I was told, at Livingston County Jail in Geneseo because of what I did to the sheriff's office on YouTube. And what I did to the sheriff's office on YouTube is read their salaries and do other things to them. Disclosing information, I'm confident, beyond the salaries too, that they did not know at the sheriff's office. Because I'm trying to destroy the morale at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. What you freaks and sociopaths are thinking, given what I just said, is that a crime? Can we concoct a crime for him? And that's not a crime. When I say I'm trying to destroy the morale at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, that's not a crime. So, who elevated me to $208,000 fossil, Alex Renzi, in New York State Supreme Court? It's the prosecutor signed to it. He told me I was finished and done, which is not true. I'll be in jail for the 7th time. And for the 7th time, the prosecutor will not utter one single word in court. Who elevated me to Alex Renzi? Who is it? He said I was finished and done. Do you understand me, freaks and sociopaths at the sheriff's office, the district attorney's office? His exact words to me, you're finished and done. That includes you, Jamie Belliard. Pretrial Services Corporation, is that right? A joke, an abomination? I have to call Pretrial Services Corporation to remain out of jail, even though I don't have a trial schedule. Right here, Alex Renzi said I was finished and done, but I have a prosecutor before him. Who is it? For your information, look, documentation for the case of Christopher Chichester, New York State Supreme Court for Alex Renzi. What is the name of the prosecutor? Sandra Doorley. So you got it. Honest, October 10th. Send me the names of my prosecutors of silence. Perry Duckles, Mark Monahan, Elizabeth Buckley, Michelle Crowley. Who is it? And you, Julie Sianka, public defender, for $140,000. And you, Mark Phillips, assistant public defender, for $87,000. No, the answer to that question is who are the prosecutors of silence? And the freaks are right here. So, tell me who the freaks are. Antonio Spano, 80 years old, speaks in broken English. That's why he's not going to be in jail, and I don't know who's going to come to his rescue. My ex-girlfriend, Laura Rowley, sentenced her on January 25th, 2023. Tell me what happened. My legal eviction, you participated in and answer questions about. The law requires a court order to remove my personal possession of 26 Sanders from driving Penfield, New York, to a storage locker in Webster, New York. The other fact about the law, you left possessions in the residence. What's happened to me is insane. The question is, 1, what did you call me to come to where you used to live at 26 Sanders from driving Penfield, New York? 2, did the dead son, Giuseppe Spano, father Antonio Spano, call you? 3, did the dead son, Giuseppe Spano, father Antonio Spano, use threatening language? 4, did the dead son, Giuseppe Spano, father Antonio Spano, state my personal possession be thrown in the trash? 5, what did you say to my sister Barbara at paying to the storage locker? It is insane I have to answer these questions. Our relationship ended. I'm forced to demand answers from you because you decided to inject yourself into my life. You decided to be in my life under a sick and delusional belief you're somehow helping me. I don't know if this is your email. It doesn't have your name. It begins ludicrously with quote, send, end quote. I don't know if you still live at 781 Winifred Drive in Webster, New York. I don't know why you refused to respond to simple questions. I do know that you exist in a state of indifference and decency, despite the fact we live 3 different residences together. What's my name? Where am I from? How long you know me? Contact me at my address on Park Avenue below with the addresses to answer these questions. Sign for your registered mail return receipt when it arrives for me. You are unrecognizable. U24 Laura Riley. Again, U24 Laura Riley. At my address, Christopher Chichester, 620 Park Avenue, PMB number 361, Rochester, New York 14604. That's where you contact me, freaks and sociopaths at the district attorney's office, to tell me the names of my prosecutors of silence, and you will continue to refuse. Because of what I read right there, I don't have any clothes. I have to go to the Goodwill to buy clothes. Every single one of these is $2, $3, $4 at the Goodwill. I have to go to the Goodwill because I don't have any clothes because you, Sheriff Todd Baxter. I don't have to go to the Goodwill to buy clothes because you, District Attorney Sandra Doorley. I have to go to the Goodwill to buy clothes because of you, Judge Alex Renzi, in New York State Supreme Court. I have to go to the Goodwill to buy clothes because of you, $34,000 James Maloney Jr. in Penfield Court. I have to go to Goodwill to buy clothes because of you, $34,000 John P. Menzo Jr. in Penfield Court. I have to go to the Goodwill to buy clothes because you, $28,000 bald-headed widow Policy Mentor in Penfield Town Court. I have to go to the Goodwill, buy clothes because he used $75,000 Richard J. Seaton attacking me at the Penfield Public Library. I have to go to the Goodwill to buy clothes because you $83,000 freak Shannon Meyer right in the wall from us walked through a parking lot. I've walked through 4,000 times. I have to go to the Goodwill, buy clothes because you $73,312 freak Michael Houlihan lying under oath in the grand jury saying I swung a hammer at you. I have to go to the Goodwill to buy clothes because you $97,000 40+ pounds overweight fat girl Leah LaRoque being in my residence with the documents. That's not a search warrant because there's no probable cause to be in my residence to confiscate my Chromebook. And where's my Acer Chromebook? You 40+ pounds overweight $97,000 fat girl Leah LaRoque. I have to go to the Goodwill to buy clothes because Antonino Spano, this 80-year-old man who speaks in broken English, locked me out of my residence. I have to go to the Goodwill and buy clothes because 50-year-old Nayrosh Chavez with his 7-year-old mother went to the sheriff's office about this parking lot walkthrough in Penfield, New York 4,000 times. So, sending information to me. I'm not asking you freaks and sociopaths. I'm telling you to disclose information to me. It includes the names of my prosecutor's sons. Again, everything is set in motion by this free cop. This is the John P. Lorenzo Jr. file. Is this Julie Hahn or is this not Julie Hahn? It is mind-blowing, insane corruption that I looked right at her and she didn't say a word. She can't make an argument in court that I committed a crime. Yet I'm sent to jail because of whoever that is. And does that matter to you at all that I'm sent to jail when a prosecutor doesn't make an argument that I committed a crime or not? And if you had decency, integrity, and character, you would answer me about that. How am I in jail when a prosecutor doesn't talk in court? And tell me what the answer is. Because you know who's not answering? Is 17% Julie Hahn of Monroe County Court, because I sent this to her on August 29th. It says right here, Julie M. Hahn, Monroe County Court, 99 Exchange Boulevard, Rochester, New York, 14614. Are you the prosecutor unable to talk in Penfield Town Court for my appearance before $34,000 job payment members of juniors undelivered to Monroe County Jail? The 50+ attachments I've used for 18 months demanding names by prosecutor Sal's from informed boss, District Attorney Sandra Doorley. This nightmare for the citizens of Monroe County is refused every single time down the law, and that fact is why she's corrupt. No citizen should ever be deposited in jail when a prosecutor doesn't talk in court. I've been an inmate of Monroe County Jail, Livingston County Jail total 6 times prosecutor talk in court. That's insane. Then on here, I have the links. Well, I'll go with the inflammatory language. And then I'll go with the basic language. And this is basic language called names. Names. Sheriff Todd, Baxter, District Attorney Sandra, Doorley, Judge Renzi. This is back in August. Names, hideous, averse, heinous. TikTok, corrupt. I'm on this app, Perry Duckles. I'm on this TikTok app. I demanded of you on January 1, 2023, disclose the names of my prosecutors. They did the same thing in February. TikTok, January, February of this year. The Freedom of Information laws arrived at your office over and over. Here's UPS. This is on September 18th. It says Michelle Crowley. What am I talking about that grand jury? You don't even know Michelle Crowley. So you got a packet from me in the foil. Here are the employees of the district attorney's office who just blow off the law. Because the law is a joke to these employees right here. UPS, what is this track? And I tracked it and you have it. Michelle Crowley, Monroe County District Attorney's Office. There's your name right there. Mark Bonahan. Here's your name right here. Tracked and derived. UPS. Perry Duckles right here. What is wrong with you, Perry Duckles? Did you not get this? Did you not look at the Freedom of Information law? Did you not look at the information? The foil's attached. And the information's attached. Like what I sent to you on this 18th September. What are the names of my prosecutors? Perry Duckles, Deputy District Attorney of Monroe County, who's been at the District Attorney's office since 2003. Do you ever stood in court and not talk, Perry Duckles? As a citizen delivered to jail? Have you ever done that? You ever violated the civil and constitutional rights with total silence in a courtroom? Deputy District Attorney Perry Duckles? Zone A, Panama Track. I don't know who's at Zone A off the top of my head, but Zone A, I believe, is where this psychopath Richard J. Seaman is. So So they got that. And then Merrick Garland sent the Attorney General a packet. I sent the Attorney General's right here. If he opened it, well, I've ridden my bike by the United States Department of Justice. I worked in Washington, D.C. for 5 years. I sent him this here on September 12th. You can see this here. Open this up and look at it where it says psychopath, Sheriff Todd Baxter, District Attorney Sandra, Judge Alex Renzi. September 12th. Attorney General, when I contact him again, I'll send this to him again. And what I'm going to say to him on the date that arrives for the Attorney General in the next 2 weeks is I sent this to Todd Baxter, Sandra Doorley on September 12th, 2023. Apply with attached free information on documentation dated December 12th. Mail it Amazon prosecutors to silence the address on the foil. And the Attorney General will be able to also look at what says names right here. Names. I have prosecutors when I appear in court. What are the names? So, over and over and over, you're refusing to disclose information to me because you're corrupt. You do not know. You're corrupt. At the Sheriff's Office, District Attorney's Office, I think you exist in a state of oblivious detachment to the truth, where you think you're on the side of decency and honor and rectitude when you're criminals and psychopaths at the Sheriff's Office, the District Attorney's Office. So, I tell you here, this arrived over and over. January 26, 2023, Sandra Doorley, Todd Baxter, apply detached PDF dated January 26, 2023. That is 73 freedom of information documents. This includes identification by prosecutor, silence, mailing information to the address on the file. 73 freedom of information documents. We're also trying to find out if you have minors on payroll at the Sheriff's Office and District Attorney's Office, and if you've settled employment-related discrimination lawsuits under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which is commonly called sexual harassment. Do you have what's commonly called sexual harassment at the Sheriff's Office and District Attorney's Office? The answer is yes. Freedom of Information Law fanatic, excuse me. This is not the Freedom of Information Law. This is the link on January 26, 2023. These 5 links: fanaticism, perjury, violence, rejection, accountability. I told you on January 26 that Richard J. Seaman violently attacked me at the Penn Public Library. And now you have the criminal complaint in the office, him slamming his arm at the side of my head where I fall back so my head is ceramic tile. I'll be arrested for telling a man on his tractor that nobody owns the land next to my rents, when in fact that's the truth, and walking back my rents. He violently attacks me in Penn Town Court, not be arrested, charged, prosecuted, nothing. Michael Hand, lying under oath and saying I swung a hammer at him. He sat right there at that grand jury box right in front of you, Michelle Crowley, and when Michael Houlihan, 73312, employee of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, states to the grand jury, I swung a hammer at him, he purges himself. He lies under oath. He's not going to be arrested, charged, prosecuted. Nothing's going to happen to him. But I'll be in jail for telling a man on his tractor nobody owns the land next to my residence. This lunatic French. Surrounding office by Todd Baxter loves violence. July 15, 2023. Todd Baxter, Sheriff, 130 South Plymouth Avenue, Rochester, New York. In the last 2.5 months, this has arrived repeatedly. Your violent psychopath employee, 75904, Richard J. Seaman, stalking at the Penn Public Library, stood at the computer terminal. Seaman ran at me, slammed his arm at the side of my head. It fell backwards. My head hit ceramic tile. This violence is irrelevant to you. You embrace violence because you felt psychopath and criminal, not be fired. When I write the criminal complaint, the lay details of this assault by Seaman. He will not be arrested or prosecuted. Nothing will happen to your taxpayer subside sociopath that must undergo an immediate mental health evaluation. He will attack other innocent citizens. Did you order Seaman to stalk me into the library? Were you informed about his disgusting predatory behavior? Did you have no knowledge about his fanaticism? You refused to answer, resign. Copy 2, Trinity Ross, United States Attorney for the Western District, New York. Sandra Doorley, Julie Siaka, Mark Phillips, Alex Renzi, Perry Douglas, Paul Siemens, James Fine Jr. This violent psychopath attacked me, and it does not matter, Sheriff Todd Baxter. Todd Baxter loves violence. Every inch of Todd Baxter is violence and corruption. So, this is the financial disclosure of District Attorney Sandra Doorley, who has no money. I've really been at the District Attorney's Office since 1992 for 30 plus years, and you have no stocks, bonds, assets, nothing. $0 every single time. When I send this to Controller Thomas P. Daphne, I hope this captures his attention. I'm not quite sure what to think about this. 30 years of employment, especially in a position as powerful as a district attorney, and it's $0 every single time. That's bizarre. So, October 4th, the grand jury, information about the grand jury convened by District Attorney Sandra Doorley, 2 Todd, Christopher Chacha says 1, day, month, and year the grand jury's convened, signed District Attorney's Office employee to address the grand jury. 3, the witness that testified to the grand jury for the vote of the grand jurors filed the transcript of the grand jury proceeding. Michelle Crowley, this is why you're corrupted. This is why I have a case you could be disbarred. October 4th, that's on here. You refused Michelle Crowley. October 2nd, same language for you, Michelle Crowley. September 30th, same language for you, Michelle Crowley. September 26th, the same language for you, Michelle Crowley. Same language for you, Michelle Crowley. September 23rd. Michelle Crowley, director of the grand jury. Why are you refusing to answer to me? Over and over and over. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in a 30-day period. And I've been using that same language for over a year now. And every single time, you refused to answer my questions for $131,416. Michelle Crowley, for $131,416, why'd you convene this grand jury without calling me to the grand jury? Why didn't you call me to the district attorney's office to interview me, Michelle Crowley? Do you know Michael Houlihan, $73,000, 312, freak of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, lied under oath? Do you know, Michelle Crowley, there's no such thing as attempted felony assault, which is what Alex Renzi told me in New York State Supreme Court. Alex Renzi told me when I was released from Livingston County Jail. It's assault, it's not assault. I don't believe everything he says because he's just as corrupt as you, District Attorney Sandra, and you, Sheriff Todd Baxter. Is that true or not? Because I'm in jail for attempted felony assault. The reason why Alex Renzi, I believe, said to me there's no such thing as attempted felony assault, then anything can be attempted felony assault. You, Perry Douglas, can attempt to assault Mark Monahan at the district attorney's office, and how is that defined? Because attempted can be anything. Houlihan grabbed my arm, the hammer in my hand that I just grabbed went up and ran through the sliding glass door. And this is on the body camera footage played to me by Regina Harper. Who's Frank Chernetsky, Todd Baxter? Huh? You know who he is? Frank Chernetsky. Coming to my race, the man, my dog. Really lunatic friend of the cops. I'm not going to go into that. Again, who's Frank Chernetsky, Todd Baxter? You have minors on the payroll because I've acquired the part-time rates here. I know Frank Chernetsky is not a minor. Do you know why I know Frank Chernetsky is not a minor, Todd Baxter? So his part-time rates right there, how many of these employees are the children of Monroe County Sheriff's Office employees? You're drenched in nepotism. There's no doubt about that. Now, they can have a different last name than the Sheriff's Office employees. So every single one of these employees here, except for the first one, Barbara Fells and Shelley Marie Beerworth. Barbara Fells, 1877 and 1838 part-time rates. Then everybody else here is $29 here. These part-time Monroe County Sheriff's Office employees for $29 an hour. Are they minors? 1. 2. Are they related to Monroe County Sheriff's Office employees? What's the answer, you Benito Mussolini skinhead train wreck, Todd Baxter? Who's Frank Chernetsky, Todd Baxter? So on the second page here, again with the $29, and then it goes from $29 to $15.57 an hour. And this is why I think they're minors. At my age of 58 years old, there's no Schuyler. When I went to school, elementary school, high school, SUNY, wherever I worked in Albany, Washington, D.C., the Army, I've never met a Schuyler, despite Breaking Bad. And Schuyler Morgan Burgess is $15.57. So these employees here, Mary Beth Kowalski, $29. Is Mary Beth Kowalski, part-time employee, is that a minor or is that someone that's related to a Monroe County Sheriff's Office employee? Michael C. Robinson, $25.04. Is that a minor? Is that someone that's related to a Monroe County Sheriff's Office employee? Riley Elizabeth Beth Lacqua, is that a minor? Is that related to someone that's related to a Monroe County Sheriff's Office employee? Ariel M. Reed, $15.30. Is that a minor? Is that someone related to a Monroe County Sheriff's Office employee? Carson John Minster, $15.30. Is that a minor? Is that someone related to a Monroe County Sheriff's Office employee? Noah C. Schamberg, $16.32. Is that a minor? Is that someone related to a Monroe County Sheriff's Office employee? These are the different names here. There's no Riley. There's no Noah. There's no Hannah. There's no race set. I don't know. I'm guessing. This is speculation. What's the answer, Sheriff Todd Baxter? About minors on your payroll. About nepotism on your payroll. Because I believe this is both. So, absolute sick, bald-headed fucking freak. You do not fire your fellow fucking freaks when they're concocting crimes for me. That's why the prosecutor's always silent. It's impossible for a prosecutor to make an argument in any court in Monroe County, New York, United States of America, that I committed a crime. That's impossible. So, who is it? Who's Frank Chernetzky, Todd Baxter? Tell me who he is. Even though it's impossible to make an argument that I committed a crime, the freaking sociopath delivering me to jail to sign to every single one of my court appearances before Paul C. Metzer, John P. Renzi Jr. in Penn Court, and Alice Renzi in New York State Supreme Court is right here. And who is it? Who's Frank Chernetzky, Todd Baxter? So here, on the payroll here, Lisa Gray, counsel to the district attorney. Does the prosecutor talk to court? Have you ever stood in court as a prosecutor, Lisa Gray, and not said one word? Is the defendant is convicted on paper? I'm convicted on paper by lie after lie after lie. Lisa Gray, 117, 17 is our prosecutors, $117,000, Lisa Gray. Megan Gilliard, 105. Michael Robertson, 108. Hillary Langton, 102. Kevin Sunderland, 102. Michael Sorrenti, 108. Christopher Bolkman, 117. Who's Frank Chernetzky, Todd Baxter? So here, these are the green cards that come back to me. This is corruption here. Sandra Doorley. Over and over and over. Sandra Doorley, what are the names of my prosecutors? The green card came back to me. Sandra Doorley, what are the names of my prosecutors? The green card came back to me. Sandra Doorley, what are the names of my prosecutors? The green card came back to me. Sandra Doorley, what are the names of my prosecutors? The green card came back to me. Sandra Doorley, what are the names of my prosecutors? The green card came back to me. Sandra Doorley, what are the names of my prosecutors? The green card came back to me. Sandra Doorley, what are the names of my prosecutors? The green card came back to me. Sandra Doorley, what are the names of my prosecutors? The green card came back to me. Sandra Doorley, what are the names of my prosecutors? The green card came back to me. Sandra Doorley, what are the names of my prosecutors? The green card came back to me. Sandra Doorley, what are the names of my prosecutors? The green card came back to me. Sandra Doorley, what are the names of my prosecutors? The green card came back to me. Lisa Gray, what are the names of my prosecutors? The green card came back to me. Ridiculous joke, lunatic, this psychopath district attorney, over and over and over. This is not everything. It's 100 times easy. It's just this year. Frank Chernetzky, Todd Baxter. Every single time you refuse to comply with the law, but the law is a joke to you. 10th. Documentation for the case of Christopher charges in Poundstown Court for John P. Renzi Jr. What is the name of the prosecutor, Sandra Doorley? Corruption requires reputation. Documentation for the case of Christopher charges in the New York State Supreme Court before Paul C. Metzer. What is the name of the prosecutor, Sandra Doorley? Freedom of Information Law, New York State Supreme Court, who elevated me. This is $208,000 fossil Alice Renzi. Documentation for the case of Christopher charges, New York State Supreme Court for Alice Renzi. What is the name of the prosecutor, Sandra Doorley? This is why the law is a joke to you right here. That's the Freedom of Information Law. That has arrived. Because the green card comes back to me. That I just read, that's attached. The prosecutor has been fired and left file and tell is right here. Who's Frank Chernetzky, Todd Baxter? You know who doesn't know who Frank Chernetzky is? $0, no money, totally flat broke district attorney Sandra Doorley. Been at the district attorney's office since 1992. Frank Chernetzky, right here, is a 57-year employee of the sheriff's office because I demanded length of service. 57 years right there. Frank Chernetzky. Is he the old man in the jail or not? I'm standing right next to who I believe is Frank Chernetzky, but I don't know. You tell me. I'm in this area of the jail, and I saw him, and I thought, how can he possibly protect himself from these violent criminals in Monroe County Jail? You got murderers, you got the rapists, you got the arsonists, you have every type of degenerate that can possibly exist at Monroe County Jail. And this 57-year-old man who I'm standing next to at Monroe County Jail, who I believe is Frank Chernetzky, is totally defenseless. He looked like he was shrinking in his uniform. when I worked at the New York State Capitol when I was a young man from 1991 to 1997, there was an employee who was on the 5th floor. New York State Capitol is 5 floors. I worked on the 3rd floor in the press office, Senate Majority Leader Ralph Marino. And this man, who I was told once was highly effective for Governor Nelson Rocca, would walk around the Capitol all day long, and he didn't have a job because he was known and liked. And that's the way the world works. And he knew the right people. It was really sad to see this, too. He would come down to where I worked in the press office and pick up the newspaper and talk to my colleague. Bill Stevens was his name, and Bill worked for Governor Rockefeller, too. Todd Baxter, do you understand that Frank Renzi, at 57 years old, if he's the old man in the jail, has no ability whatsoever to protect himself because I'm standing right next to him? What's the answer, Sheriff Todd Baxter? You know Frank Renzi, and that's why he's at the jail. He has to be at least 75 years old. And then when I contact the Commission on Correction in Albany, I'm going to talk about Frank Renzi, and I'm going to send him this length of service right here. And Todd Baxter, I'm just going to open this up to a page here, and I'm going to look at the length. Then I'm going to ask you a question about something you are, Todd Baxter. So right here is Sandra Hickam at 40 years. I don't know if that's a male or female. Sandra Hickam. Is Sandra Hickam overweight? Because you, Todd Baxter, 20 pounds overweight, easy. I was right next to you at that parade on East Main Street for Memorial Day when you came up to me. Do you remember that, Todd Baxter? You're standing right in front of me, 6 feet away. And then when you walked away, we had this brief exchange. I said to you, you bald-headed Benito Mussolini psychopath, tell your employees to stop violently attacking me. Not only was I attacked by Richard J. Seaman at the Penn Football Club, I was attacked at the jail. I'm walking over to Wegmans. Excuse me. I'm in front of Wegmans at 2157 Penfield Road. I'm walking into Goldstream and Fairport. I don't know, again, I'm being stalked and followed. I get to the pharmacy entrance to Wegmans. 5 Monroe County Sheriff Office vehicles arrive. A Monroe County Sheriff Office employee exits his vehicle, runs at me, knocks me down. He drove his shoulder into my hip. I fell down and my head hit the concrete pavement, just like my head hit the ceramic tile in Penfield Public Library because of Richard J. Seaman. And what's this person's name? You know who knows the name? It's your 10 plus employees in your 5 vehicles. And the blue wall of silence is going to conceal the identity of this violent psychopath that attacked me at the pharmacy entrance of Wegmans, that was witnessed by your female employee with the Marine style haircut that I've seen since this attack upon me. And I told Andrew Reale about it. And he said her name that I don't remember right now. When I said to Andrew, I'm violently attacked at the pharmacy entrance of Wegmans, it's just, nothing there. I have a decent relationship with Andrew, and I despise what he did to me. I now know that when you hate what someone does to you, I'm charged with arrest for second sitting in the backseat of his vehicle. You could still strive to try to exist with a degree of decency for someone. And when I'm using a foil on Penfield Town Court demanding information, Andrew Reale is interfering with my First Amendment right by leaving a voicemail on my iPhone telling me not to call Penfield Town Court, and that's the lunatic fringe. I walk to this gym. Jermaine Benman walks up to me as I'm on the bench press. He slams his fist into my jaw. My head snaps back violently. Benman walks away. Andrew Reale arrives when the sheriff's office is called. I'm in the backseat of his vehicle, and then Reale tells Benman the 7 words to say to me, I want to press charges against you, as I sat in the backseat of the vehicle. Who did I just harass, Sheriff Todd Baxter? And I'm in Monroe County Jail, being charged with arrest for second sitting in the backseat of Andrew Reale's vehicle. And then Andrew Reale's calling me when I'm contacting Penfield Town Court using the foil and demanding a list of defendants. What I have not done for Penfield Town Court, just like with Alex Renzi, which I will do in the next 2 weeks, instead of a list of people I think are all guilty, I want to see when they have acquitted someone. When have you ever acquitted anybody? Paul C. Metz and James Brown Jr., because that's what I'm trying to find out. So instead of using the foil to acquire a list of defendants, which I now have, I'll use the foil for you to tell me how many times a defendant has been acquitted, because it's the assembly line of guilt at Penfield Town Court. Guilty, guilty, guilty. What do you think of that, Quorum Elizabeth Buckley, Director of Local Courts? I believe I have your title right. Have you been in there? Because what you're not going to see, Elizabeth Buckley, is a table for a public defender defense attorney. You're not going to see a table for prosecutor. You're not going to see a witness box for witness testimony. You're not going to see a jury for jury 12, a jury box for jury 12. And what do you think about that? Oh, there's Buckley. Do you think that's a joke, a disgrace? And you should. So, price of violence right here, which is J. Seaman. Send me your money back to me. If you got that foil over and over and over, and arrest Nairaj and Layla Kumar Shah, because it's not a crime to walk through this park lot in Pemberton, New York. I'll come outside, stand right here, say nobody owns the land next to my rights, walk back my rights. That's not a crime. And you will continue to refuse to disclose this information to me every single time. YouTube here on this April 6, 2023. The truth doesn't matter. This is the truth. Corruption, fanaticism, Pemberton Court, $28,000 Paul C. Metzler. Mailed in Azar Prosecutor's Sons, the address below in Rochester, New York, with the attached PDF documentation resigned. Then I call this a ludicrous Todd, Baxter, Sandra, Alex Renzi, abuse of power, Todd, Baxter, Sandra, Alex Renzi, abuse of power to be in jail when prosecuting talk court. So, the foil that was attached here on this April 6th, I just read today. For Paul C. Metzler, who's my prosecutor, that I can see. I can see this 5'2" three-piece suit boy. And I told you here on April 6, 2023, 12:42 p.m., to disclose his identity to me. Because the Appellate Division of State Supreme Court, where the attorney is disbarred. I'm telling you here over and over and over. And this document, that is right. This document here is right. Here's the TikTok language. I go to this app called TikTok, then I read it. Sheriff Todd gave Baxter when I was inmate in Monroe County Jail as an innocent man where a prosecutor in talk court. I received my lunch tray one day, and 10 feet in front of me, a man attacked another man. This became a fight, a real fight, when neither inmate was injured. But it was a vicious confrontation. I was right in front of me. And then when I was in Livingston County Jail as an innocent man, I'm in Livingston County Jail because I can't be at Monroe County Jail because I was told a security risk given what I did to you on YouTube. I was walking to go speak to a public defender. But before I could open the door, an inmate ran up behind another inmate, knocked him down to the ground, and then began to punch him on top of the head repeatedly. He hit him on top of his head with a closed fist about 10 plus times as I stood there watching. And then about 15 Livingston County Jail employees came running through the door. I was just about to exit and they immediately broke up this violent attack I watched. So 48 hours later, I was told to go to a room with me with an investigator because the camera saw me as a witness to this violent attack. The first thing he said to me is, quote, "I'm here to talk about the fight," end quote. And I said to him, quote, "I'm not cooperating with anything that's a fight because I didn't watch a fight. I watched a violent attack on an innocent man," end quote. I sat with him for 90 minutes. He was a total professional asking me about the violence I witnessed. And I signed a statement as a witness to this violent crime. I didn't hear anything about this attack at Livingston County Jail that I witnessed. So I witnessed an attack at Monroe County Jail. I witnessed an attack at Livingston County Jail. I witnessed attacks at other places because of you, Sheriff Baxter. What is going on at Monroe County Jail with violence? I'm not asking you if violence happens. I know violence happens at Monroe County Jail. Inmates attacking inmates. Jail employees attacking inmates. That happened to me, and I explained that on YouTube. Do I have a daily report 7 days a week about violence? If there's no violence, you need to be told, quote, "There was no violence at Monroe County Jail," end quote. If an inmate attacks another inmate, do you report it to the district attorney's office? I only have 20 seconds to go, you party switching stooge and degenerate. What you're going to do is refuse to answer because you're not accountable to anyone. There is violence in Monroe County Jail because I've seen it. I'm going to contact you 1,000 words. I'm going to be on this app repeatedly about violence at your Monroe County Jail and how you, Todd K. Baxter, can't control violence at your jail. I'm at Monroe County Jail, part with the bars. I'm writing down everything. I have a pad in my hand. I'm sitting there. In comes the Monroe County Sheriff Office employee into my cell. He places his hand on my pad. I pull it away. I say, "That's my property." I'm writing things down on it. He grabs a pen out of my head. He takes his hand, twists my arm around my back, and jams my arm up my back. It's a violent attack in my jail cell by someone that could be Richard G. Seaton, but I don't know. So my arm is bothering me. The next day I have to go to the nurse. And who comes to get me? The same psychopath that attacked me in my jail cell at Monroe County Jail. I'm sitting there in front of the nurse. I tell her what happened. And she says to me, "Who attacked you?" And I reply, "The guy standing behind me." So, violence on county jail. My question you refuse to answer. Why was an inmate of Livingston County Jail when I'm a citizen of Monroe County Sheriff Todd Baxter? Is there a signed reciprocal agreement with Sheriff Todd Baxter that Monroe County citizens can be confined to Livingston County Jail? I'm not going to go on from there, but you can see this in PDF. Is there some type of agreement between you, Sheriff Todd Baxter, and Thomas J. Doorley, Sheriff of Livingston County, that I'm going to be in Livingston County Jail when a prosecutor doesn't talk in court, when I'm violently attacked by Richard J. Seaton, placed in front of Paul C. Metzler, when I meet my public defender at that moment, I'm at this jail watching this violent attack because it's $28,000 bald-headed widow psychopath Paul C. Metzler. Hell exists for you, Paul C. Metzler. I hope you burn in hell. So, tell me what the answers are to this. How many times I have to demand this? August 25th, August 23rd. Foils attached on here. Back in August, I'm banning disclosure of names on prosecutor's silence. You're refusing every single time. I'm telling you on YouTube that Michael Houlihan's a perjurer. Right here on this January 22nd. Here. We got all your emails here. Mark Phillips. Your email's right there, markphillips.com. What I'm saying that a duly sworn officer of the law, $87,000 Mark Phillips, Michael Houlihan's a perjurer. What did you think, Mark? What did you think, $140,000 public defender, Julie Siaka? What I'm saying, violence, Todd K. Baxter, $75,904, Richard JC. What did you think? It does not matter is what you think. Right here. Can you not see? Your emails are all up here. Right here. Employees of the Sheriff's Office, Michael Rather, Kathleen Miller, Scott Alberti, $101,000, William Tadeo. Those 4 emails to the Sheriff's Office are right here. Those 4 names to the Sheriff's Office. I'm saying right here that Michael Houlihan's a lying cop freak perjurer. I'm saying that Richard Seidman is a violent freak who attacked me in the Pembroke Public Library. It does not matter to you at all. So, disclose the names while I prosecute for silence, and you will continue to refuse. I hope this freak burns in hell, Shannon Meyer, for writing a warrant for my arrest for walking this parking lot I've walked through 4,000 times. The blue wall silence will protect this cop freak, $83,000 Shannon Meyer, for violating my civil and constitutional rights. And it does not matter to you at the Sheriff's Office and District Attorney's Office that there's a warrant for my arrest by this cop freak for walking through this parking lot I've walked through 4,000 times. So, all my books are gone. My 1,000+ books because Anthony Nospano. I have this book right here. Published, I think this is a book from 1998. I would go to book. I would get books for $1, $2 hardcover books because I read all my books in hardcover. 1998 book. I had this book here, Catskill Falls, a novel by Allegra Goodman. I don't have this book anymore that I bought because of 80-year-old Anthony Nospano locking the doors and locking me. I threw all my books away. Anthony Nospano, this 80-year-old psychopath and criminal of Fairport, New York, when he locked the doors and locked me out, threw all my books away. It doesn't matter, you freaks and sociopaths. And the reason why it doesn't matter to you freaks and sociopaths is because you're freaks and sociopaths. That's why. So, Todd Baxter, why was I at RPC? I'm not going to say the acronym already did because I hate to say it. So, Todd Baxter, as I'm going to conclude this, on January 28th, this is what I hope can remove you from office, you bald-headed Benito Mussolini clone stooge. Copy the private health care records delivered to $28,000 Penfield Court Judge Paul C. Metz by Sheriff Todd Baxter, Marlon County violation of the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of 1996. My former employers, United States Senate, United States House of Representatives, passed this law, HIPAA, in 1996, to properly protect health care records. And when Paul C. Metzer asked me if I was at RPC while not examined by a doctor, and then Dr. Jeremy Smith released me, say you shouldn't be here, I believe this is a federal crime. Todd Baxter. How does Paul C. Metzler in Penfield Town Court know I was at RPC when she looked down a document when I was right in front of her in Penfield Town Court? Because you violated federal law and gave Paul C. Metzler in Penfield Town Court my health care records, Sheriff Todd Baxter of Monroe County. Disclose information to me. Send the names of my prosecutor silence, the address on the file. My name is Christopher Chichester. I live in Rochester, New York. I have been an innocent man my whole life.